Today, the Blaustein family oversees a $2.2 billion empire from their headquarters in Baltimore. They manage massive philanthropic endowments and run Atapco Properties, a major player in commercial development. Look at Atapco's modern real estate portfolio, and you'll find a strict dedication to sustainability. Their focus is almost entirely on green, LEED-certified buildings designed to minimize environmental impact. Yet this highly eco-conscious dynasty was entirely financed by fossil fuels. The family practically invented the modern American gas station, building an energy empire that spanned the globe. But today, they operate exactly 0 oil companies. The family survived the decline of their original industry by knowing when to decouple their wealth from petroleum and move into assets with a longer horizon. The foundation of that wealth was laid in Baltimore in 1910. Louis Blaustein and his 18-year-old son Jacob started the American Oil Company with a single horse-drawn wagon delivering kerosene to local neighborhood stores. By 1915, they disrupted the fuel delivery model by turning it into a retail experience. The Blausteins built the first-ever drive-in gas station, forcing competitors to rethink how drivers bought fuel. To build absolute consumer trust, they invented the visible gas pump. Drivers could look at a calibrated, clear glass cylinder on the pump and see the exact volume of gasoline they were purchasing. That same year, they worked with a chemist to develop the original anti-knock motor fuel. This innovation allowed auto manufacturers to build high-compression engines that wouldn't misfire or stall on the road. Amoco's fuel became so trusted that when Charles Lindbergh prepared for his historic non-stop transatlantic flight to Paris in 1927, standard suppliers fell through, and he specifically relied on an emergency shipment of Blaustein gasoline to make the trip. Amoco built its early lead through retail transparency and reliability, turning a generic commodity into a trusted brand. Jacob and Louis recognized that tying a multi-generational fortune to a single volatile commodity creates a fatal business risk. So in 1931, they formed the American Trading and Production Corporation, or Atapco, as a deliberate vehicle to aggressively diversify their holdings. This animated flowchart illustrates their strategy. They took the massive capital generated by Amoco and siphoned it out into entirely new industrial sectors, primarily shipping, manufacturing, and real estate. They built up a massive maritime logistics operation. During World War II, Atapco operated a fleet of T-2 tankers and Liberty ships for the U.S. Navy to transport military cargo. In parallel, they began acquiring hard physical assets. They purchased the Hub department store property, demolished it, and erected the 30-story Blaustein Building, sparking a downtown renaissance in the early 1960s. By weaving a vast web of hard assets and diversified companies, the family successfully insulated themselves against unpredictable crashes in the oil market. Then began the long-term exit strategy. In 1954, Amoco merged with Standard Oil of Indiana. This transaction transitioned the Blausteins from active, daily operators into massive, passive shareholders. They held those shares for over 4 decades, leading to an ultimate windfall in 1998, when Amoco was acquired by BP for $48 billion. This animation maps how they handled the influx of wealth. A 1999 corporate reorganization took the BP buyout capital and cleanly fractured the empire into 3 independent wealth management and real estate pillars: Atapco, Lord Baltimore Capital, and Rosemore. By cashing out and decentralizing at the peak of the market, the Blausteins secured their dynasty just before the industry faced the controversies of the 21st century. This financial security allowed the family to look outward. Jacob Blaustein evolved from a gritty industrialist delivering kerosene by wagon into an accomplished international diplomat. He served as a trusted advisor to 5 U.S. presidents. In 1945, President Franklin D. Roosevelt asked him to attend the formative meetings of the United Nations, where Jacob played a crucial role in drafting the human rights provisions of the UN Charter. That legacy of civic duty became institutionalized. Today, the Blaustein Philanthropic Group directs tens of millions of dollars into public education, the arts, and global human rights initiatives. And Atapco Properties continues to reshape city skylines with highly sustainable green real estate, a deliberate inversion of the carbon-heavy origins that built their capital. Generational wealth survives when a family knows when to innovate, when to diversify, and, most importantly, exactly when to walk away.